Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming you all back to another episode of Disco Elysium. Last we left off, we finally had our long-awaited chat with Ruby, and she actually scared me at the very end. No, she actually really did. It's like we were just having a conversation, albeit slightly more provocative on her side, because she's actively, attacking us with like sound waves from the pail. And then at the end, she's like, oh, it is not worth it anymore. And then just decides to put a gun to her face. That legit scared me. And I am so glad of all the checks that I've done though this far and had like my share of failures that this succeeded. Because I did not want her to die. I really did not. And I'm glad I'm glad it made it. I'm glad the check succeeded. I'm also glad that I had health because that supersonic sound wave thingy was just going and going and going. I lost 2 health for it, but I have a feeling if I were to have turned that off, I would not have been able to talk to her as much as I did because she'd be like, "Okay, gun to the face," and then whatever. So, but all that said and done, I don't believe she's the killer. I don't believe it. Her demeanor. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. I almost dropped my mic box, so sorry if you heard me panic there. But yes, her demeanor, her explanations, that doesn't sound like someone who's scared of being caught, having committed a crime. She seems to be scared about something else, which, in her case, she said, my name, Harry. The right-hand man, I think? Or some kind of high honcho to La Puta Madre. That sounds interesting. So I'm originally part of a crime group. That's wonderful. Great. Okay, well maybe not part of a Dramamine. Drawamine. Oh yeah, the health pill, thank God. Yay. Yay, I got more charges, thank you. But yeah. Like basically I am quite honestly a dirty cop. That is something great to discover, sarcastic. Cooking utensils. She has prepared herself porridge with bananas? Okay, you know what? I would say that is strange, if not for the fact that my mom once worked with a coworker who could only have rice with bananas. Like, this was her story that the coworker forgot a banana at home and she had rice. And she asked around the office for a banana. So, it is not as strange to me because I've heard a story of an actual person eating bananas with rice. Like not even dessert. It's like savory. So porridge with banana, okay? Especially here where it's like you do what you have to, but the flavoring is so odd. So odd, but whatever. Whatever. As one of the YouTubers I like to watch sometimes says, I'm not here to yuck someone's yum. God, I like her. I like her as a YouTuber. Yay! Sorry, Ruby. I'm just gonna take the $8 that's conveniently in your jerry can. I mean, you ran away, so I consider it abandoned property at this point. And her tent.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out.
Not surprising, since she's a lorry driver.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
I suppose she's a chain smoker then.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
The lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder. She likes those, like, one-shot horrors. She's got an interesting taste. I mean, it sounds like a good taste, like pulp horror.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines, doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
Hmm. A notebook?
You pocket the worn brown leather journal.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Oh, don't need to tell me twice, dear Kim. Did I finish the Ruby thing? I did not yet, but we had to read the, yeah, we have to read the thing, which is cool. Okay, so, where is her notebook? Right here. Yeah, sure. Interact. Ruby's Journal. A well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand name Schnellner embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler. Schnellner sounds Austrian? German? You know, I read the first part, Schnell, and it's like I think of like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the burning castle scene, and like Schnell. So, I suppose this is German. I suppose I don't know, but let's read it.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
Well, with the pronunciation of that as Gottwald, probably some Russian. Oh God, no. Probably some German roots that is trying to go with there. Probably.
She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously.
No, she's a smart person. Don't let the fact that she's a lorry driver fool you. She is a smart person. I mean, she created her own, like, pale frequency emitter thingy or something. That's quite amazing.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Yeah. She writes what she thinks. And sometimes what she thinks doesn't translate well onto the paper, hence the cross-outs and corrections. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I've done that many times myself when I create stories. It's like I put what's in my mind, then I look back on it, it's like, how the hell did I come up with this phrasing? Let's redo it. So I get it.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
So what kind of logistics is she talking about in here?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Cool.
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Yeah, she definitely wasn't anyone to sneeze at. She knew her stuff. Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
And how far do these entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Oh. So, as of August 2nd, she was already in deep with something and has been actively trying to escape it. What was she trying to escape from? Huh. Did she write anything on the day that Lele died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this, loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Oh, of course. No, I get it. I'd be amazed if I could understand it. How about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
Huh. No mention of La Puta Madre.
What about this M? Could this be La Puta Madre? Here, March 9th and March 15th.
Possible.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call? Did M call her personally? Why?
Yep, M is about La Puta Madre, cause she connected me with that person.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
I guess she must have left. She must have been disturbed at that moment. And what's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
The lieutenant taps on the page. Well, if she didn't do it, then maybe it's a good thing that we didn't catch her?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Yeah. But something she said really bothers me. Am I really an agent of La Puta Madre, Kim?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
Fine, we'll handle that some other time, but right now, if not Ruby, then who killed the Merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again...
I don't know. No one heard the shot.
Maybe there's a hardy boy we've yet to meet who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Book. When I get this book? Book 16 Days of Coldest April. What? The cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. It tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a period of ethnic unrest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism. I don't know when I got this. Oh, I can examine this. Did I never examine this? I don't know, but let's see. The bullet mushroomed out on impact, and now looks more like a fanciful jacket button than something that could pierce skin, flesh, and bone.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
I can't believe I forgot to examine the damn bullet. So, what do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
The lieutenant steps closer. Oh, I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Fair enough.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Well, let's give it a good feel.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
Didn't they say this was a hollow point round or something? I could be getting my video games mixed up right now, because I have been playing a few games here and there, but I thought they said this was a hollow point round, in which it's meant to kind of explode upon impact to cause more damage. I could be wrong, though.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. The core is lead. The brass jacket probably didn't cover the entire bullet. Otherwise, the softer metal wouldn't have expanded quite like that. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
Little hairline. So, it sounds like we do have some ballistic markings. Not a lot, because part of the bullet exploded, but something. And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Well, from what I'm noticing, it's a, soft point bullet with a lead core. And a brass jacket that's, I want to say, about 8 millimeters in diameter.
Okay. Jacketed means it would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, and not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Revachol West.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
So it's from an old-style gun that is not typically found in this area. Huh.
Even the RCM uses ordinary and jacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
That's exactly my thought, Kim. That is very unique. Not many like it. So if we find something that matches the description, chances are it will lead us to the right direction. Ah, well. Whoever the killer is has somewhat dug their own grave. Anti-coronation, legendary. Oh! Did someone find an antique rifle that was in serviceable condition? Oh. Encyclopedia said this came from a breech loader, yay. So basically, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I need any number but a goddamn 2.
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique, or a retrofitted antique.
The make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
And is there anyone else still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Eh, not surprising considering they were in a war. Probably were doing some rush jobs here and there. But who uses Bell McGrave pistols these days? Rifles.
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Yeah. I mean, from what I know about this bullet and the size, all of the information I gathered, I think I have an idea where this came from.
Okay. And?
I'm thinking this shot was made from a Bell McGrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
Why not?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Oh, so law enforcement only has front-loaded rifle. When it comes to rifles, it's a front-loaded rifle. And the Bell McGrave is not a front-loading rifle. Especially when they said if you can fit a chamber. Definitely makes you consider every shot. Kinda like that idea.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Okay, I like that right there. This, I feel, was the writer's attempts to poke a little dig into the real world. How, I am remiss to say it, but this is what I feel is comparing to me injuring my hand. Oh, God. That really hurt. Oh, shoot. That hurt. But yes, what I feel that it is alluding to is, unfortunately, the real life attacks that have occurred from like gunfire, mass shootings. There we go. And yeah, again, they do mention it briefly here. It's connecting. It's not spelling it out, but it's making the assumption that you would put it together, I feel. So, like, after the first shot, second to third, so on, boom, 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 each easier. So that's enough to make that connection. And then they immediately, like, say, back to the investigation, because at the end of the day, that might be the connection they're trying to make you as the player make, but they don't want to dwell on the topic. So it's like, but back to the investigation. It's like, we said enough, now back to the investigation. And I like that. It's a way of saying, this is our reasoning, and this is what we're trying to say. I mean, you can take a guess, you can assume whether or not, but then we're not talking about it anymore. And that's cool. So, is it possible that well-armed Jamrock bangers started crossing over into Martinez?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Yes. Yes. I can't believe I forgot to examine the goddamn bullet. Was I really that horrible? And all because I saw this book, The 16 Coldest Days of April. Great! My hand is now slightly, crying, as it were. I don't know if, I'll just say bleeding. Thank you, a soundproof box for piercing the skin. I appreciated that. After this is done, it's time to stink my hand with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Yay. Okay, but I'll just grin through the pain, because it is kind of hurting a little bit, and see what else is around here. Do I have anything else that I can examine? No. I do have the book, but it looks more like just reading material and not exactly, something to help me with at the end of the day. So maybe I'll read that some other time. But until then, let's go ahead and anything else that I can see, get, gather, yes, no, maybe so, no, okay. So I will see you all back at the fisherman's village, at the fishing village, because there is something I want to do there first. Can you please continue moving? Thank you. Alright, so, while I was walking here, was going to make my way back over to Martinez. The problem is, the fast track is not working. I don't know why. I'm in the right place. I went to the church first, and then I had to walk down to the fisherman's shacks, where I then realized, oh man, I want to go to the Martinez waterfront, and I can't. I can't fast travel. I don't know what that bodes, quite honestly, but, let me cross my fingers and see how this is going to be. First, we're gonna go here.
I'm afraid we don't have time for rest stops right now, officer. We should really get back to the whirling.
Oh. Not gonna lie, that just gave me goosebumps. Him saying that just gave me goosebumps, so I have to literally walk over there. Oh god. Well, we're just gonna walk our way there, aren't we? Oh god. I don't feel good. I feel just slightly nervous. Slightly meaning very. Oh, how is it? What is happening? What is happening that we have to walk our way through? And in the dead of night, too. Why are we walking here? Oh, this kind of frightens me. This legit frightens me.
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger.
What?
You are prepared. Don't put away your friend. Your weapon. Snowflakes suspect the barrels of your VA's 9mm pistol.
Kim, there's danger up there.
Yes, I hear commotion. Let's go.
Oh boy.
Good. Be ready to take damage.
Can I say that I'm not ready? That's why I couldn't fast travel? Footfall within. Not human. Up there? The Phasm, perhaps? No, you know it's but a dog. Oh boy, yeah, oh god, shoot. I'm feeling extremely nervous. I only have 2 shots, dude. I only have 2 shots. Well, I have a flashlight and a gun. I probably should not have the flashlight, but because I become a beacon. But it will do. That's why I can't fast travel. Oh god, this is gonna suck.